Welcome to the warm-up presented by Ford. Chris Miles here with Zeke and Brendan. Big fella, we know sometimes you work up a sweat a little bit on these shows, man. You got your fan with you tonight.
Yeah, it's right over there in the corner. If I need it, you know what I'm saying? I got my people to help me out.
I stole your fan. You ain't gonna be able to fan.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Come on, Zeke.
If you go over there looking for it, it's gone.
Hey man, this our last night working with Zeke. This is last night on the warm up, man.
Hey man,
we gonna miss you, man. We gonna miss you.
People on TV think like that was like a little nice soft tap, but y'all heard how hard it was.
It's some broken bones.
Yeah, he hit me real hard. That's all right.
Well, the real fans in New Orleans, they're ready for Zion Williamson. He told our teammate 3D, sitting on the sidelines for so long, the game goes by so slow for me. I just want to get out there. After missing those 44 games to start his rookie season, that wait is now over. Zion averaged 23 points on 71% shooting in 4 preseason games. Of course, that includes some ridiculous highlights. Pelicans All-Star guard Jrue Holiday had this to say about Zion's debut tonight.
I've never been through anything like that, to be completely honest. He's kind of in a class of his own when it comes to that type of thing, or maybe even somebody like Zoe or B.I., but dealing with injuries and being out and coming back first game and all that, I can only speak by experience. Be himself, honestly. Attack the paint, which I feel like we do a pretty good job of, but anytime we get into the paint, that's going to be a big thing. Get to the free throw line, which that's something he's going to do. And if not, he's getting to the rim. I don't think anybody's jumping with him. So just being him.
Just being him, Zeke, when I think of Zion and exactly who he is, he's a guy that everyone focuses on his abilities to dunk the basketball, but he's built like a defensive end, trained like a track star his entire life, and played point forward under Sam Mitchell in international play. What are you expecting from Zion? What do you think we're going to see tonight?
I'm expecting great things. I mean, and how befitting is the name Zion? I mean, you know, it's a hill on which your temple is built. And in New Orleans right now, he is the guy that's building the temple. And when you talk about Zion in terms of all the things that he can do, Brendan, we've never seen a player like this in terms of his size. You know, he's a ferocious defender. I mean, and when you watch him just take the ball from people, I mean, and slam on them in the summer league. And then he can get out and play passing lanes too. So he's quick enough, he's agile enough to get out in the passing lanes as a defender. He's a good ball handler, makes good decisions. I mean, his size, his ability, his uniqueness, again, around the basket, being able to not only just pass the ball, but be an exciting playmaker. No-look pass, bounce to Jahlil Okafor for the dunk. And then in transition, he's got the watch the spin move by the big fella. He's a lefty, spin it, then I'm going to dish it right to the corner. Hit it right in the shot pocket for a wide open shot. Next thing he can do, he's an excellent roll man. So when you talk about playing pick and roll in the NBA, right, Zion is an excellent roll man, good body position. Not only does he have good body position, but he's also an excellent finisher down the lane. And not only is he an excellent finisher, but he's an exciting finisher. He's one of those guys that everybody wants to see him dunk. Offensive rebound, he gets it. This reminds me so much of a Charles Barkley type play where he rebounds the basketball, he finishes. And then the one thing that he's added to his game now is the 3-ball, being able to sit out, look, knock it down. The most exciting thing to me, Brendan, about Zion is that, again, we've never seen a body type with this type of athleticism and skill in the NBA, this type of explosiveness. So he will bring excitement to the game. He will bring excitement to the crowd. And he will bring excitement back to the TV ratings, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Zion's definitely going to bring a lot to the game just because, like you just pointed out on those highlights, that he does a little bit of everything. He's a playmaker. He's a finisher. He's a guy that can set screens and roll to the basket. And the thing I like about his game is that it's definitely going to translate early on because his game is all about aggression, attacking that paint. He can hit jumpers, but that's not really his strength right now. But he is so good at just getting downhill and attacking the basket. And one thing I watched when he was playing at Duke, sometimes guys would back off of him because he couldn't shoot.
Yeah.
He understands how to take up space. where if you back up off of me, okay, it's kind of like what we see with the Greek Freak, where Greek Freak takes up that space, and next thing you know, he's Euroing right past you. Zion does some of those same things, but then he has the vision to make the passes, the very strong body type, and I don't think that they're going to put a lot of pressure on him because they also have a lot of good ball players on this team. When you talk about Brandon Ingram, or what the year he's having, might be the most improved player in the NBA. You talk about Drew Holiday, probably the most slept-on guard in the NBA, a veteran like J.J. Redick. They have a lot of good pieces around Zion that it's not going to have to be that like Zion has to carry this whole team. There's good players there, and a lot of those guys I just named can all shoot the basketball. You know what that means? More space in the paint for young Zion.
Brennan, you brought up an excellent point in the guys that you mentioned in the sense that they're finally gelling together. They're 11-5 in their last 16 games. That goes to the week before Christmas where they seem to figure it out. And really, they're healthy for the first time. It's not just Zion that they're getting back. I mean, Derek Favors has been playing well for them. Brandon Ingram averaging 27. Drew averaging 21. So when you look at this team together, how does Zion come in and fit so that they keep that chemistry?
I think the fact that Zion is very humble is, first of all, how he's going to be able to fit quickly. He's not going to come in and think, oh, it's all about me or I have to do this or that. He's not even that type of kid. He's not that type of person. If you really watched him at Duke, he didn't even do his press conferences without his teammates. He always had R.J. Barrett or somebody else up there with him because he didn't want it to be all about him. I think Zion's going to fit in just well because he can do so many different things. He's versatile. Versatility is the name of the game in today's NBA game if you want to excel and be a truly elite player. And Zion can go out there and rebound. He can defend. He can get out in the passing lanes. He can finish in transition, or he can start the break and make the plays in transition. So I don't worry about him fitting in at all. I think there's going to be a lot of space for him to do work inside. I think he's going to they're going to use him in a lot of ball screens early, let him roll to the basket, and just be aggressive. I cannot wait to see this man step on that basketball court tonight.
You know, when you talk about defending a player that you just described with those many skills, your first thought as a defender is, okay, well, I'm going to body him. I'm going to be a little physical with him. But then you're like, oh, that's Zion. I can't do that.
Exactly.
I mean, truly, I'm interested to see how people are going to try to play him because, as you said, you can't lay off of him. You can't body him. Like most scorers, people who have success in the league, your first thing is, okay, I'm going to body him. I'm going to get close to him. I'm going to take up space. But he's too big. So it's going to be interesting to watch.
Right. Big and solid, basically a brick wall. So there you go. Okay.
Mount Zion.
Let's head to New Orleans and welcome in NBA.com senior writer Michael C. Wright. Everything seems to be flowing just right with the Pelicans. David Griffin says there is not a minutes restriction on Zion tonight, but what should the expectations be regarding the amount of time he plays and what his role will be?
I would estimate that he would be somewhere in that 20 to 25 minute mark. And what they're going to do is they're going to put him in for like short bursts, like 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, and just do that throughout the course of the game. And then they'll try to figure out how he's feeling, and then they'll make the determination as to how many minutes he will ultimately end up getting. But that's what it's going to be, short bursts.
Initially, Zion's timetable to return was 6 to 8 weeks. That was back in October. So 2 weeks ago, he was back on the court, handling pregame festivities, participating in 5-on-5. So why is it taking so long for Zion to make his debut?
They did this the right way. You know, I know that the fan base, I know in the city of New Orleans, because I've been talking to these people all day, I know they're excited. I know this whole country is excited. I know the NBA community at large is excited to see this guy play. But David Griffin and the Pelicans did this the right way. What they did, this was not a normal return to play protocol, you know, just a normal recovery from an injury. What they did was they said, you know, let's break this guy down. We want to break him down and look at like his postural movements, you know, like how he lands, his hip flexibility, all that stuff, how he walks, how he runs. They wanted to work on all those mechanics because they feel like that in the future, if he can get all that stuff right, in the future, he'll be less susceptible to injury. So they did it the right way because they were taking the long view. They were looking at this from the standpoint of, hey, this is a guy we're going to have playing for the Pelicans for 10 years. And I think that was a smart way to do it. And I think that, you know, he's going to end up being a better player because of this.
A month ago, there's no way that we would mention the Pelicans and playoffs in the same sentence. But when we look at the standings right now, they're right in the thick of things. Have they begun to discuss it or even mention their postseason aspirations?
I think right now they're taking the head down and let's just go to work approach. Because look at this, man. They've won 10 out of their last 14 games. everybody on that team is playing well just about. You know, you got Drew Holiday. He's back from that elbow injury. He dropped like 36 the other night. Brandon Ingram, this guy's an all-star. You got the young guys, Jackson Hayes, even Frank Jackson. You've got a bunch of young guys playing very well, and I think that they feel like, hey, if we just kind of keep our heads down and keep working hard, playing ball, we can end up in one of those spots, that 7 or 8 seed. And guess what? If they end up making one of those spots, I don't see many teams that are going to want to see them in that first round. Even the Lakers, they could probably give them some trouble too.
Certainly an exciting game for 9:30 Eastern tonight between the Pelicans and the Spurs. Michael C. Wright, thank you for stopping by to warm up.
You got it.
Okay, Brendan, something that's been floating around, the fact that Ja Morant has essentially been running away with the Rookie of the Year.
It's his award. They might as well already just go ahead and send it to his house.
So the least amount of games any rookie has ever played and won the award is 50. Patrick Ewing did that, right? So you're saying there's no way that Zion, if he came down average 20 and 15, could win the award. Explain.
Zero chance, zero opportunity for Zion to win, be the Rookie of the Year this season. And a lot of that comes down to simply games missed. And there's for Pelicans, 38 games left? Somewhere around there?
Yeah.
So now you're talking about Zion. He's not going to play in all 38 of those games. He's not going to play in back-to-backs. They're going to have a couple of nights where they just rest and due to general soreness and want to make sure they don't put too much on his plate. So now we're talking about, let's just say 30 games. You can't be the Rookie of the Year, no matter how well you play, if you only play 30 games. And so for Zion, it's unfortunate because I think that it would have been great to see Zion and Ja Morant go at it if he had been healthy all year long. But right now, it's a landslide for Ja Morant simply because Ja Morant has been more available. What's the best ability, Zeke? Availability. Hey, there you go. So it's Ja Morant's award, and Zion really can't get it this year. He can't catch him, in my opinion.
I think you're right in terms of where Ja is at, but I want to give credit to Ja for being so spectacular and exciting in what we've been watching in terms of him, the way he's been playing it, and you know. I think Casey made the comment last night, who we were working with. He said, you know, Memphis has turned into Showtime, and LA is grit and grind.
Exactly.
You know, but Memphis and Showtime right now is because of Ja, and the fans are excited. Everybody's coming to see him play. Now that being said, we do know that Zion has the wow factor. Ja has shown us the wow factor, but you know, Zion brings a different kind of wow factor, and a wow factor that we all excited to see. And, you know, he's capable of coming out and doing the wow thing, so to speak, that makes us all want to change our mind. But I think, you know, Ja right now has been the guy, and I believe he still will be the guy at the end of the season.
They might as well go ahead, send the Rookie of the Year award to Ja Morant's house.
Yeah.
And all the other rookies, they can just send him a note that says all other applicants need not apply. It is his award.
Well, how about this for an award? Our poll question tonight, who is your favorite rookie? Now, who's going to win the Rookie of the Year? Who's your favorite rookie? Ja, Zion? That guy with the question mark could be Kendrick Nunn, RJ Barrett, or whoever else you wish to write in. Just hit us up on Twitter and let us know by casting your vote who is your favorite rookie. Well, LeBron James, it was a long time ago he was a rookie, but he's still playing at a high level, looking to bounce back after a loss to the Celtics against those New York Knicks. You're watching